Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Sims, and welcome to my tutorial on the art of listening. So, what actually is the art of listening? Well, the art of listening is quite simply being able to tune into another person or life form and to connect to them. It is basically that simple. So what I would like you to do now is to take a moment to reflect on this for yourself and see where this actually takes you. Now that you've had a chance to reflect, I have a definition that will hopefully bring more clarity and understanding to this very practical art. So the art of listening is simply being able to attune oneself to the vibrational frequencies of yourself and to others. And we do this in such a way as to bring greater understanding and connection. So if we're able to attune to ourselves and others, then we have the beginnings of a gateway and a bridge through the perceived idea that we are separate from each other and the world around us. And it's this sense of separateness that we use the art of listening to actually bring us back together. So you can see from the definition that we practice the art of listening as a method to bring us closer to ourselves and to other people. And it doesn't have to just stop there. The art of listening is a method that can bring us closer to any form of existence. And then the closer and connected we become to the experience, the greater the wonder, the greater the marvel, and the greater the connectedness that this actually provides. So, how do we do the art of listening? What is it that we actually have to do? Well, firstly, we have to make a conscious intention by simply saying, I intend to do the art of listening. Secondly, we must open our senses. And by opening our senses, this helps us to then become, thirdly, more aware of our feelings, and fourthly, more aware of our thoughts. And it's this process of awareness that we are using, that we're tuning into ourselves, and which we then extend this to the other person. And it's through this extension that we create empathy and understanding towards the other and the experience. And then we consciously decide to suspend value judgments. And we're striving to accept the other and the experience. And then once we begin to do this, then we begin to experience flow, unimpeded and non-blocked. Now, I've discussed flow in a previous tutorial, but let's say that flow is the continual changing flow of consciousness from one moment to the next that we, as all forms of life, exist in. And when we experience flow unimpeded in a non-blocked way, we become pain-free and we have a general feeling of goodness within ourselves. And now a 30-second exercise that you can try. An opportunity to listen and tune into flow. So, how does the art of listening fit within the sense of one's well-being? Let's look at the links first between ecotherapy and flow. Ecotherapy brings us into the natural world and reminds us of the unimpeded flow and the positive effects of this. The art of listening is our bridge or our nexus into the natural world. It's the practical method which we can do that helps us get back into an unblocked state of flow. The natural world shows us how to get back into flow, and the art of listening is our practical method that gets us into flow. So very simply, nature emotionally and psychologically nurtures us back into an unimpeded, non-blocked flow through the use of the art of listening. The positive outcomes of this, well, we feel better, pain subsides, and we have a general increased sense of well-being. And in the next slide, I'm going to offer a 9-minute video that talks about the benefits and shows flow and the art of listening in the natural world. Good day everyone, and welcome to Eco Journeys into Everyday Life. I'm here again, Dr. Michael Sims. Just turn the camera around, say hi. Hi, welcome everybody. And today I'm going to talk about the art of listening. And I'm going to introduce the art of listening and how you can incorporate this into your everyday life. And I've talked in previous tutorials about flow of consciousness, stream of consciousness, how everything in life around us has a vibrational energy, and there's a flow to life, a natural flow. And we as humans and as a species in society are at this point in time very much out of flow. I'll just spin us back round. And I've talked about the concept of flow, how by blocking flow or impeding flow as human beings, it causes us pain, it causes us torment, and it causes us suffering. So today I just want to briefly introduce the concept of the art of listening. And the art of listening is a method that we can use to help us get back into flow. I've talked about the links between flow and ecotherapy, and how coming into the natural world from an ecotherapy perspective can help us and remind us about the concept of flow, about how life in the natural world is in a constant state of flux and a constant state of change. And we as human beings and species are no different. We are in a constant state of flux. We are in a constant state of change. And that constant state of change and flux, from my perspective, is I call that flow. So today, I'm just going to briefly introduce the art of listening and how we can use this method in our everyday life to help us get back into flow, and we can feel unimpeded, and we can begin to live a pain-free and suffer-free existence. So let's just take a minute now of silence and to hear the noises and the sounds around us. And you can hear the birds. Maybe you hear the distant sound of the wind. Maybe you can even hear the plant life moving. So the idea, that was just from an auditory point of view, listening with our ears around the sounds that exist around us. So is the art of listening, is that just an auditory exercise? No, it's not. The art of listening is being able to, one, suspend judgment, two, allow our body and our minds to tune into life forms and vibrational energies that exist around us at all times. And these could be plant life, animal life, human life. They could be elements, water, earth, air, fire, ether. The fundamental fabric of reality, or infinite or finite reality, infinite reality is slightly different, but finite reality, in this reality that we exist in at this point in time, exists with vibrational energies and frequencies. Now, sound is an interesting one. Touch, our senses are bridges, nexuses into, or possibilities to tune in to other vibrational energies. In the art of listening, in a very simple way, is being able to tune in to the frequencies of vibrational energies that different forms and objects within this finite reality vibrate at. So, for instance, let's just go over here. This tree and the plant life that existed on the tree will have a vibrational energy. It will be vibrating, the molecules will be vibrating at a certain speed and frequency. We, as human beings, will have a vibrational energy that we vibrate at and frequencies that we exist in. If you listen to the birds around us, those sounds and those birds will have a vibrational energy that they exist at. So for us, when we use the method of the art of listening, the intention, what we're trying to do, is to tune into those vibrational energies. And when we tune into those vibrational energies, especially with objects, creatures, life forms that exist within the natural world, we automatically have a doorway into flow. We have a doorway into the natural, unimpeded flow of consciousness and existence. And this is why ecotherapy and being in the natural world is healing, because the healing vibrational energies of the natural world naturally bring us back into flow. And when we do, we become less stressed, we become more self-aware, the pain in the body and the mind diminishes, it fades. We feel more centered, we feel more calm, we feel more alive. Our sense of well-being increases, and we generally feel better about ourselves and everything around us. So we use the art of listening as a way in, as a method to get back into flow. And ecotherapy in the natural world, in a sense, is the salve, is the healing agent, is the bandage, is the correcting form that brings us back into alignment. So by coming into the environment and then using the art of listening, we get back into flow. We get a deeper sense of who we are, a deeper sense of connectedness into the natural world, and we understand ourselves better. We know what hurts
and we know how to get rid of the pain. It's a very self-directing, autonomous method that anybody and everyone can use to help themselves get back into flow and to living a pain-free, suffering-free existence. So I hope you've enjoyed this brief tutorial on the art of listening today. If you want to look further into this, please access my book and have a look at my tutorials on my YouTube channel. Take care. Until next time.
I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial and found benefit from the introduction to the art of listening. Any questions, please pop them in the comments box. And just to finish, the art of listening is our practical method to well-being and our greater sense of joy in the world. It brings you closer to yourself and it brings you closer to others. It helps us understand that actually we're not alone in this world that we live in, and that actually when we really start to connect in an empathic, accepting and nurturing way, life in all its ever-changing ways is a glorious life, and it's a glorious way to live. Thank you.